Welcome, all of our sweet little fans to episode 3, right, Greg? Or
This
episode
is episode.
300.
This is episode 3.
It is
They're gonna
episode
go up to
3.
300.
It is June 18th of 2020, and my father's birthday today. And I
Happy
wished him a
birthday!
happy birthday. So, did my part today. A little Father's Day thing this weekend. But anyway, that's not why we're here, Greg. We're here because
Oh, wow,
me and you do a little casting, and on our cast here, it's to be named one day, maybe. All right?
To be named podcast. That's right.
That's it. And I want to always remind everybody that it's a joint production between the Super Banana Brothers, Greg and his entire clan, and the original Outlaws of Entertainment, Inertia Global. Ever hear those dinosaurs?
I think I
That
have
was
at least
us.
once or twice.
That was us. Did you ever hear about those guys? Yep, that was us. Anyway, what do we do here, Greg? We talk about video games, pro wrestling, and other such pops.
Other such pops.
And who are you? Well, I'm sitting here across the screen because of COVID to a gentleman named Ghost named Greg.
Mhm.
And, of course, myself, the original Outlaw Wink Wink, MK champion of the world, although some say that may be disputed. We'll talk about that, but I mean, you don't got one of these, you know what I mean, back there.
Don't.
No one has one of those, so that's me. So, Greg, what do you got to say today to bring everybody in on it? Tell everybody what you got going on.
We got a lot going on. We got a lot of the. We're gonna do a little game today where we're gonna do a dice roll, and we're gonna be picking apart the WWE. We picked about 20 superstars we would like to see, or what they would do in other companies such as New Japan, Ring of Honor, and AEW. So that's going to be awesome. I'm going to shed a little bit of light about the IWC to this podcast for everyone who's new listening. IWC is an independent wrestling promotion in Pittsburgh that I'm hopefully getting JT, and I know I have Matt on our AJW podcast. It usually airs every Sunday or Monday, depending on uploading dates. We're going to try going and checking them out, showing a lot of love. Jackson Argos, Jack Pollock, Nick Lendl, and I want to say Andrew Palace. They're all friends with me on Facebook. So if they were nice enough to add me on Facebook, I at least got to go and show support to my guys. And then that's pretty much it. I don't have a whole lot going on besides trying to do this podcast and work my balls off. I have been playing a lot of Valorant lately. I know you're not much of a PC gamer, but
No.
Valorant is taking over my life at this point in time.
I heard familiar yet new is what is everyone saying.
It's going to be better than CS. I think it's already better than CS:GO, but has the potential to even beat CS:GO's numbers by like a landslide. I love it. It's a good time. My buddy Dalton and I play it at times, but I've raged last time we played, so we haven't played in a couple of days. And right now, I'm playing better without him. So I mean, do I really even need him?
I mean, it's tough being the best at what we do, and unfortunately, when you're in our leagues, that's just kind of where it's at. Making hard ties with normal people, basically, and when they can't cut it on the online servers. So anyway, Greg, after we do our first segment, I want to get into some get to know Greg questions, so my people out there can get to know you a little better. And I want to just throw some things that are relevant to the 40-year-old man circle and see just how you answer these questions, so my people can get to know you a little bit better and see how your mind thinks, basically, so they can all judge you. So
I'm excited for that. That's going to be interesting.
Anyway, to lead it off, if you want to be big in casting, if you want to be big in gaming, you got to think big. And the thing is that when I want to sit down and I want to write for this show and I have all these ideas floating through my head, I say, you know what? If you want to be big, you got to go for it out. Let's expand our horizons. So let's throw a wild idea out where in this alternate future, Greg and Jason buy the WWE. Because let's face it, folks, it's going. I don't care what anybody says. It's just gonna fade away. It's insignificant.
We recently made a mutual agreement on our podcast, AJW, to never speak of WWE. We'll speak of NXT, but we will not speak no longer on WWE because it literally is so obscene and disgusting that it's not even worth talking about because it's just a stupid surprise roll-up finish. or disqualification or something dumb. It's just I'm over it.
And after this, we're gonna
But
put it
she's
to bed.
talented.
And we're gonna bury him, and hey, I agree with you there. But they brought it upon themselves. So what we did was we came up with 20 wrestlers. Greg picked 10, I picked 10. We put them together, and we're going to discuss these wrestlers randomly. And I'll get into how we're going to do that in a minute. But we're going to either decide to sign these wrestlers to either AEW or New Japan or something different, coach them with someone. Maybe they need a manager, then maybe they need to rub off on somebody else, or we retire them. Okay, and how we're going to decide this, folks, is I'm going to get out, any of you Dungeons and Dragons fans out there, I'm getting out what we call a 20-sided die. And this is, if you can see us right now, this is the actual one of the, it's a mega, it's big. It's one of the ones I use when I'm a DM, because boy, it really strikes vengeance down at bad players.
You know who knows?
So we're going to roll this and decide. Now, we're only going to do this for about a half hour, 35 minutes, so we're not going to get to everybody, but we're just going to have fun with it till the fun runs out. All right, so I want to give everybody the total list here, the 20 people that we've picked, or teams or units that we've picked, and then we'll roll and start the game. All right? Cue cool game music right now.
Bang.
Okay, first on our list, Greg, it's John Cena. Number 2, The New Day. 3, Seth Rollins. 4, Elias. 5, Becky Lynch. 6, Viking Raiders. 7, Bayley. 8, Finn Balor. 9, Bray Wyatt. 10, Roman Reigns. You got 11 through 20 over there?
Yep, 11 is AJ Styles. 12 is Tyler Breeze. 13 is Randy Orton. 14, Adam Cole. 15, Sasha Banks. 16, Drew Gulak. That'll be an interesting one. Dolph Ziggler at 17. Number 18, Braun Strowman. Number 19, Edge. And number 20 is the Undisputed Era. And that is Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly.
And we're not going to put Adam Cole in that group?
I am not, because Adam Cole, to me, I like him better as a single star. If you think about it, he never really does anything with the Undisputed Era, but use them as basically leverage when it comes to trying to defend his NXT title. Adam Cole's the longest NXT reigning champion, by the way.
Hold on. Yeah, but you know what? We'll see if he gets any time on this cast, according to this soothsayer here that always tells the truth. All right, ready for roll number 1? And if it falls off the table, it doesn't count. It's old time on our D&D tradition. It is number 15, folks.
Sasha 15. Banks.
Sasha Banks. Greg, why don't you take the lead on this one? And then
Sasha really doesn't need any more introduction. She is literally what she says to be, the boss. In the ring, she's outstanding. Outside of the ring, it seems like she's a little bit of a headache to WWE because they had that little instance where she was hurt, but there was contract disputes going on, this, that, and the third. But as far as sign him, coach him, or retire him, I'm signing her because she's going to probably be your poster child for your women's division if you're trying to basically rebrand your entire WWE. I mean, she is what she is. She's the boss of NXT. She's the boss of WWE. She's actually more legit than a lot of people think. Her and Bayley are doing this thing right now, which is annoying as hell because Sasha should be her own heelish character doing her own heelish things, not bringing on Bayley, who shouldn't even be a heel in the first place.
Well, we'll get to her maybe. So anyway, you're going to sign Sasha. Where are you going to sign her at?
But yeah, I want her on AEW. She's going to go really well with like a Chris Statlander, Penelope Ford. I'd like to see some matches between her and Hikaru Shida. And also, and I'm probably going to praise the hell out of her, Britt Baker. Her and Britt Baker can probably steal the show. Of course, there'll be a lot of bedazzling going on because they do have a lot of bedazzling.
Feel about Ms. Baker. Sasha Banks, like her. Really enjoyed her work with Charlotte Flair. The exposure with Snoop Dogg couldn't hurt. You can always work him into something. He's always seems like he's up to do some fun things. Not to take away from any of her ability and talent, but yeah, I would definitely like to see her mix it up. Because there really needs to be breakout stars, and we don't seem to have anybody really breaking out. Besides Hikaru Shida, correct pronunciation there.
Well, Chris Statlander's also been climbing the ranks a lot, and she's getting a lot of love from the fans, but she just hasn't been winning.
But the thing is that, the big kickers on the men's division. Well, you know what? We're getting off track. We're getting off track. Boy, you know what should be nice on our Dynamite roster? Moving on. All right, keeping her. I'm check marking her.
Are you putting her on New Japan though, or are you putting her on AEW?
I think she's the kind of star power right now that the AEW women's roster needs. We have a lot of indie stars. No one's taking anything away from that talent, but what we don't have is any of those big names like the Jerichos, the Hagers, the Moxleys that have come in. Mm-hmm. We need a few of those in our women's division, and I think Sasha would be a great pick. Like I said, plus, you can always work that Snoop Dogg thing in. I think that Tony would really love to do some things like that.
I agree. So what are you going to roll the dice for the next one?
Yep. You have a 20-sider over there?
I do not have a 20-sider.
Oh, well, then we could. But you know what? If it's not an official, D20. This one goes back to TSR. Do you know what TSR is?
I do not.
All right. Well, before Wizards of the Coast bought Dungeons and Dragons and Magic, they had Magic originally, but TSR was the company that put out Dungeons and Dragons products. And everything had TSR on it, dice included.
The more you know.
The more you know. Number 9. All right, I'll take the lead on this guy, and then you can follow it up. Bray Wyatt. Mixed bag. Here's what I'd like to do with Bray Wyatt. Of course, a lot of potential, but boy, at this point, we're all sick of whatever it is, and he needs to wash the Wyatt thing away from him, whether he can break out as a Rotundo. I think he could. I would put him in New Japan, and because the New Japan, the Japanese audience loves big foreign menaces. They love that. Jericho talks about how he put on weight when he went over because he wanted to be a big menace. I think he would do well over there under anything, and if he wants to be a little mysterious, but he'll have to watch that forever. But I guess if we own WWE, he could be Bray Wyatt if he wants, but I'm talking realistically. But I just don't see him right now in AEW. He's a New Japan guy for me.
For me, he's actually more of a Ring of Honor guy.
Okay.
Because Ring of Honor would embrace that fiendish mentality, and Marty Scurll's brain will do anything crazy with that. Probably even put him on Villain Enterprises unless they really want to keep him as a single star. I like Bray Wyatt leaving WWE because I feel like it's better for his career. Plus, he's going to get better exposure, and he's going to be used as a fiend. He's not going to be used as a character that's like kind of underused, and it's just disappointing. He loses in stupid matches that he shouldn't. Like that match he lost against Goldberg, ridiculous. He needs to be put in better matches. Ring of Honor can find some good people to put him around, but I agree AEW would not be the spot for him right now because they're already so deep in that men's division as it is.
Well, I think that I think history and time shows that Vince was lucky more than he was brilliant, and that's just something I always believed in. And I think Bray was something magic happened, and the fire started, and we didn't know what to do, so we just threw fucking water on it because we were afraid of what, I don't know what we were afraid of with ever pushing him or the Wyatt family, but, there it is. So we're keeping Bray Wyatt. Ready for number 3 here?
Yes, sir.
All right, rolling the dice of truth again. And by anybody out there, if you're listening, comment if you have any different opinions on any of these people, because I'm going to shoot straight with you. I'm going to talk about how people suck. I don't mean the actual physical person sucks. I mean that you have never entertained me, and I'm not one of the boys or a good brother, so I don't have to sit here and say, be nice to Dolph Ziggler because he sucks, but he's a wrestler. Now, I don't want to do that here. I want to be genuine and honest with all these answers, so it creates a little bit of controversy. So roll number 3. The dice don't lie. Number 3 on roll number 3. Take it away, your boy.
Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins would be an interesting one that I would actually see jumping to AEW. I don't see him going to AEW, though, because like I just addressed a little bit ago, if it was a tag team or a woman, that's who I would want to be signed to AEW. But I'd like to see Seth Rollins back in Ring of Honor as Tyler Black. I watched a lot of the interesting stuff between Kevin Owens, or in Ring of Honor referred to as Kevin Steen. Dude can steal the show. How it would work, though, as far as Becky Lynch, not entirely too sure. Plus, the pay won't be the same, so it's not like he would probably stay in Ring of Honor long, then probably go to an AEW or something bigger. But that's where I would put him at. Also, would probably get him an actual manager. I'd like the ideas of like Arn Anderson working with Cody Rhodes and Tully Blanchard working with Shawn Spears. I kind of like getting, I don't know who you would put with Seth Rollins, but someone, old school to pair up with Seth Rollins. So it'd be more of a coach and more than a sign up.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a future in Seth Rollins. I don't know what it is, but he needs work with somebody. When he was a heel, he kind of had Triple H.
Well, he also had J&J Security,
Triple H gimmicks in there, and I just really want him to. I don't know what I want. I'd like to work him and give him a little probationary period. He's not going to work for anything but New Japan or AEW money. So I mean, I don't know. That's how I officially feel tough. Like this. I don't know. Maybe keep him.
Probably keep him would be the smartest option, but
listen, I'll put him. I'll retire. I don't know. Listen, if you want to sign him, that's fine. I'm just gonna have to say I don't know about Seth Rollins. All right, Magic Dice, don't let us down. Number 18.
18. That's Braun Strowman.
I liked Braun Strowman as a member of the Wyatt family. I thought he was pretty cool. Then he broke away from with the brand split. Then he won. Then went on a run, and everyone got behind him, and he won a tag belt with a kid, and we all went, "What?" And then I never cared about anything else he ever did. The end.
I feel you can coach him, but as a booker, as a situation you put us in right now, I'm retiring him. He's a big guy. He's going to draw fans to it. Let him go off in the bar wrestling indie scene. I just don't see it. I in a way, like, I don't want to say he's dangerous because I don't know the man personally, but I noticed in a lot of the Brock Lesnar matches that they had together, there was always an issue. Brock Lesnar was actually throwing like real punches at Braun Strowman, being like, "You big dumb idiot" or some shit like that. So like, I don't see it. I don't get behind his championship run either. I'm bored of it. Then again, I'm also bored of the entire WWE roster. So that,
yeah, I think it's just he's a victim of bad writing, maybe. And if there's any redemption, put him in a smaller company. Put him as the surprise bodyguard of somebody in TNA or Ring of Honor, and then let him, be a heel bodyguard, and then eventually make a big, face turn, a la Diesel, Shawn Michaels, MJF, Wardlow kind of situation. And I think you can see what he can do as a face and run it. But I wouldn't spend no money on him.
Nah, he's going to be asking for a lot, and he's not worth what you're going to pay for him. So who is
all right. How many was that so far?
Right now we're at 4.
That was 4, was 3. That was 4, Bray Wyatt. Yep. All right, number 5. Here we go. Oh. You know why I like this dice? Because sometimes it rolls one of those. 20! And you have to yell like that. 20! And then somebody goes, "Oh, shit." Ooh, what's that? Or a player goes, "Oh, okay, what's that mean? Double, triple damage?" All right. Undisputed Era. Kyle McElroy. Vinny Barbarelli. And not the other
Fish. Guy. Roger Strong.
Roger Strong.
Now, my thing with these guys and why I put them on the list is I loved watching all of these guys work, and Adam Cole in the independent scene. Who was it? It was Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly were the Red Dragons. Was fucking great to watch in the ring because they brought a little MMA feel to it. Also, I remember screaming out to Bobby Fish that I love this suit, and he always replied, "Thank you." So I always remember that from Bobby Fish because he always was flashy in a suit. I want to see them go somewhere else because I want them to back to be singles wrestlers. I'd like them all to go back to Ring of Honor where they kind of belong. But then again, I say that, and I like to see them as an AEW tag team, a 3-way tag team in AEW would be fantastic for those 3 guys too because they have so much chemistry already together as one. and can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure they were a faction back in the day in Ring of Honor as well. So it's not as if you're going to be getting like some 3 single guys thrown in together. They know what they're doing. Plus, they've shown it with Undisputed Era shit they're doing on NXT, which is phenomenal. They're the reason I tuned into NXT is watching Adam Cole and Undisputed Era. Also,
yeah, I agree. Well, I'm a fan of heel factions. Of course, they're the best. They've had the belts for, they're a ridiculous amount of titles, but there's just something about them that I don't give 0 shits about. And maybe it was here's how I feel about Adam Cole. Love him or hate him. Baby! Don't get on Mark Madden, and we all know how I feel about him, fucking 3 or 4 months before you jump to NXT and give us a speech about how, you fucking live out here with the Amish and you don't need much money and I make enough and I'm having fun doing this. And then you fucking run to have your WrestleMania moment. At that point, I lost a lot of faith in him because I thought he fucking got it. You know what I mean? Finn, I can understand because he didn't know what the fuck it was, Say what you will about AJ and the other two, but they say that they were fucking sweet talked, and I believe that. But it's just I don't really give a shit about anything the Undisputed Era did or does or will do, and I'm sorry, but we do need heel factions. So anywhere I would accept them in anywhere really, but with Adam Cole because I feel without Adam Cole I don't really care.
Without Adam Cole, I still feel as they flourish because he's got Roderick Strong who can work the mic just as good.
Which one plays the belt like the guitar, like Hogan?
Kyle O'Reilly.
I like that guy.
Bobby Fish has the best mustache in all of wrestling.
Yeah, okay, I like that too. All right, well that was 20. All right, that was what, number 5?
Number 5, yes sir.
For those keeping score at home, I am winning. Greg is losing. Maybe he can tie it up right here. I don't know. I don't even know how to keep score here, but 5. Okay, there you
Becky
go.
Lynch.
Becky Lynch. Yeah, it's my turn, right? Okay, hi. Becky Lynch. I was a steampunk lady, and then I'm the man. And okay. Ronda Rousey, get it. Biggest feud, I get it. I just don't care.
Ooh, for Becky Lynch?
Yeah.
See, my thing with Becky Lynch is I'm going to coach her. Because she's the man, I get that. But if you get her with like a Beth Phoenix or Natalia as a manager.
Well, she can wrestle.
She can only go further.
Here's the saving grace about Becky Lynch. She can wrestle. Like Sasha, Charlotte. There's some wrestlers in there. That's no one's taking that away. Ronda, for that matter, too, is really good. But I you know what? There was some piss and vinegar between Seth and AEW, and I think that should never really fit right being in AEW. So I think I just ship her to New Japan with Seth, or just get rid of her. I think if AEW gets Sasha Banks, you don't need a Becky Lynch there.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't want to see that match again for the 700th time. I'd rather see Sasha Banks versus anybody else in the world than Becky Lynch versus anybody.
But I like to see a Becky Lynch versus Britt Baker. I like to see a Becky Lynch versus a Big Swole. Because just Becky's charisma and what she brings.
Big Swole driving Britt Baker away this week is
so funny.
It was gold.
But I think Becky Lynch would, if she was to go, if she wasn't being coached in WWE and they were to legit get rid of her, or in my situation, I'd be AEW. I'd be blowing her phone up.
Okay. All right. Becky Lynch. All right, 15 already had it. Sasha Banks, another re-roll. 20 already had it. This dice is a killer. 3 already had it. 8. All right, here's an interesting.
Ooh, this is the one I was hoping to get to. I purposely put him in the middle of the pack because I had a feeling this was the one we were going to roll.
Do you want me
to take it away? Because I love Finn Balor. I loved Finn Balor since he debuted. I love Finn Balor all the time. I always tell him all the time on his Twitter page, please sign with AEW so I can watch you wrestle an actual match instead of these bullshit matches in WWE. Then he goes NXT. And he's not like he's doing anything bad in NXT, but fuck, I want to see you play with the fucking Young Bucks, dude. Like, get Finn Balor and the Young Bucks going against, like,
Well,
John
but then,
Moxley and the fucking Revival.
well, then
FTR.
the shit part of it was they could have had something with the Undisputed Era and, Finn at first. But then they fucking tease to get you to tune in and then drop the fucking ball because Vince McMahon would rather lose $1 million than prove that somebody else's stories or ideas were good. And I've worked for psychopaths like him.
But having a chance to get Finn Balor and Kenny Omega in the same ring, it just sends goosebumps on my son. Those are my two favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, they're good.
Like today.
They're good. Finn wrestled one great match, and it was with AJ Styles. And then they two-sweeted, and you thought the world would explode. But then again, WWE, of course, listens to its fans and immediately does nothing with that scenario. But that two-sweet was pretty memorable,
Mm-hmm. But I said that before when I started doing this, that I'm not really putting any single males on AEW, but this guy you have to put on there. That's the only out of all the people besides all the rules, everybody but 14. I honestly believe any of them go anywhere else and be popular, but those are the only two guys I want to see in AEW.
Well, I could take Finn in New Japan. I think that he has a lot of money made if New Japan or AEW. I think there's still a lot of story to be told with both of those.
Mm-hmm.
I think he fits right back in and with a Bullet Club story or does something completely different. But he's a mega power there, and in the States he's kind of a turd face gremlin. All right, so he needs to get better, and that's all I'm saying. Listen, he's too sweet. I've been too sweet since '96. I get it, and I'll always support a good brother. But you know what, Greg? Before we move on to number, I don't know where the hell we are on this list. We're not winning. I'd like to talk about something else that's just a little too sweet, and it's oh so cherry cola. It's oh so delicious, but I tell you what, you know what this is like drinking, Greg? This is like drinking. Do you like Red Pop?
I do like Red Pop. Cherokee Red?
Red Pop, Cherokee Red, which I don't even know should be a thing anymore.
I don't think it is.
But it tastes like Red Pop, but imagine if it was so cherry, it just made you go, ow! That's what it is anyway, right there. osocherry.org/HavocJ to get 0% off of your next order of Oh So Cherry. It comes in 3-packs, so that's not bad.
I don't know.
All right.
I like that.
Number 11 on the Dice of Magic.
Number 11's AJ Styles.
Yeah. Boy. Come through for it.
So, this is where I'm at with AJ Styles and WWE. I'm going to retire AJ, and this is why I'm retiring AJ. Because not only has he hinted retirement already, but you've done everything in WWE. You've almost done everything everywhere else. What more do you have to prove? Spend time with your family. He's got like 3 or 4 kids. Like, do your thing, man. Go retire. Because WWE is only going to misuse you, abuse you, and next thing you know, you're gonna wish you were retired.
Well, you can change that right now, Greg. You can rewrite history right now. We're not talking about what WWE would do. I'm talking about what you're going to do with AJ Styles.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to let him go and let him do his own thing. Okay. I'm gonna retire him because I want him to go spend time with his family.
All right, I'm going to have the opposite of that. I feel right now what the world needs and wants is a true heel AJ Styles a la Bullet Club in Japan that we have not gotten to see here yet. Now, AJ always played a kind of a stupid, for lack of a better word, hillbilly heel when he was in TNA, and only in the end did he come off as a really badass heel with the Ace and Eights things before he went to Bullet Club. So I would like to see a heel AJ Styles mocking wrestlers and really going out with, because AJ, some of his best work is so MJF. It's so good. And I just would like to see, I think, one more run with some opponents of his choice to put on some spectaculars where he's not limited in a world where he's still having fantastic matches in the world that limits creativity at every corner. So
I just don't know
what you hear from the sources.
I just don't know what else more he has to prove. I mean, if he was to go anywhere else, if you were to sign him to AEW, I mean, that's his probably only thing he's going to have to go adventure off to do something different. The guy has done it all. He's probably one of the greatest wrestlers of our generation or this now generation.
Well, I think what you're saying is very nice and poetic.
A little bit,
And maybe the romantic in us all wants that, but the let me tell you something, Greg. And this is a lesson, and I want you and your whole team and all the youngsters out there to write this down. Fortune and fate favor the bold. Okay, if the Chris Jerichos in the world thought like that, AEW wouldn't be the big blast it is right now. It'd be good, but it wouldn't be fucking Jericho.
Well, Undertaker thought like that, and that's why he had such a hard time getting away.
It's all comes with booking.
We're gonna save the Undertaker last round.
Listen, Undertaker could have another 100 years on his career if he's booked correctly. It's just how you book the thing. You want to go make him go in a match with but used correctly. AJ Styles has another 10 to 15 years plus manager. I would mind AJ. Listen, you're right. You said it. He has his kid. He's got 5 or 6 kids. Boy, he needs the money. Anybody needs to get out of the house and make some money. It's fucking AJ Styles.
I think he has already made the money though. Well, not even just with his independent shirt sales money.
I don't think so. I don't think so because he really missed that big giant Bullet Club Elite wave from Hot Topic. He's probably being very well taken care of in the WWE, but he wasn't getting paid shit in TNA. And then the big kick to the butt when he left there was they cut his paycheck in half almost. He said it. You wouldn't, whatever it was something ridiculously insulting to him. So he's making the paycheck now, but you can't tell me he is creatively happy. No one is. He would rather be with his friends, and he has friends on both sides of the fences here. So him going anywhere, he has money to be made in New Japan or the Elite. He has more of a grudge with the Elite in storyline. Wise.
He does, because they did turn on him.
They turned on him. The original, he's an OC. He's an original. The originals did not turn on AJ Styles. So, sometimes, listen, some wrestlers deserve a tangent to be drawn out. And you know what? AJ Styles, we'll give it to you. The tangent of the week, buddy.
Bang. So let's go for number 9. Let's do one more after this one. That'll be
7. Boy, you're right. Bayley.
7. Bayley. God,
just saying Bayley's name that many times made my oh so cherry delicious soda drink taste a little bit bad for a second. It's good again.
Well, it's
the time I yelled. At one time, this kid pissed me off at work so much when I was sealing up the paychecks. I yelled "fuck you" into his paycheck 100 times. So when he opened it, he would just sense the sadness.
My thing with Bayley is she's not a bad wrestler. It's how she's being booked and in this whole heel persona that she's not meant to be. I watched the NXT match last night, the tag team match between her. Sasha Banks versus Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart. Good match. But it's just I'm watching Bayley work and I'm like, man, this isn't the same. This wasn't the girl that took over, what was it, Chicago with Sasha Banks and had probably one of the best women matches I ever seen. I don't know.
When Triple H bought them flowers.
Well, I don't understand what this heel direction of hers going. I'll tell you right now, I don't like it. I'm retiring her because I don't think she's going to make it anywhere else if she stays a heel. She goes back to a face where everyone's she's getting to the little girls and stuff, and you're getting that little bit of a merch sale. Yeah. But I don't, with her, no. I'm just kind of over the whole Bayley train, man.
Well, the thing is, with Bayley, is that she has the same problem I have with Britt Baker. They share the same problem. They have the face that looks like at any moment they could burst out crying with either anxiety or they're afraid to get hit or they're afraid of something or they have to take a shit or they have to piss real bad. I don't know what it is, but you can't look like you're constipated and have those big doughy constipated eyes in every single match. It just does not work. Me and my buddy Josh, every time I mention him, I get a nickel. So we were talking the other night, great that Ricky Starks. Great guy that sells with his eyes. MJF can sell with his eyes. Ortiz of Proud and Powerful, one of the best that can. He has a full body, and it's okay to be funny and goofy with this and embrace these things. But when you're just like this, here's Britt Baker. Okay, Tony. Okay, and then here's Bailey. Okay, Bailey, what do you have to say about that? Becky Lynch called you a bitch. Well, I'm not.
That's
zero fucking personality. Get her away from it. You know what? I'm erasing her off this list. Just like when Vince bought the WCW and he laughed when he said, "Jeff Jarrett, you're fired." Well, Bailey, you fucking just suck.
So
now some semi minor league wrestler may have a problem with me making these comments, or full blown wrestlers. Again, I'm not saying anything about how technical sound and maybe she's never hurt anybody, and I'm not saying anything about her whatever performance. I'm saying she just offers me 0.0 fucking entertainment value. That's all I'm saying.
I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for Tegan Knox and Shotzi Blackheart in that match last night, I wouldn't have watched it. But I love watching Tegan Knox.
Well, I'm glad Tegan Loxley and the Bravehearts were there too, buddy, because I you know what? I know this. I didn't see the match, but I know this much with Bailey, and it was probably a stinker. Let me guess, triple threat. So one or two people sat outside the ring peeking. The old WWE, I sit outside the ring peeking. You know what I mean? Until I get the cue to roll back in. So fucking lame.
So give me the last one here.
You want just one more? All right. Okay. How about 19?
We'll do it.
You think you know him? You think you know him? Bum, 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 bum. I told you how I feel about Edge a few weeks ago. I learned to love him through the Awesomely Reeks of Awesomeness show with Christian. If he's back and he's healed, I'd give him a chance. Boy, AEW, I'd put him right on that fucking roster. Jericho. Oh, fuck, here comes Edge coming out. Oh, you son of a bitch. You know, what do you think?
My thing with Edge is he's got to be retired, man. First off, as great as it would be to have him in an AEW ring or a New Japan or Ring of Honor ring, you're also putting this man's health at risk. And me personally, I think as a human first. Like, if you're going to do that last match with Randy Orton, just let that be the last match and go on without your day. As much as he would bring as a manager, you can put him with, or you can even pair him up with a Canadian wrestler in AEW. That'd be pretty interesting.
Or Joey Janela.
You can put him with Joey Janela.
Crazy eyes.
But that'd be interesting. Actually, now I think about it, Joey Janela and Edge would be a pretty cool combination to have together.
But now my thing is I want Janela and Sonny Kiss have this thing now, which could turn into something. Which great. Sonny could really use the rub from Janela, and Janela's promo said it all. I'm going nowhere. In 6 months, I've done nothing. So that would be, mix an Edge up in there anywhere. Or, Jericho unleashes, Jericho and Sammy do a little breakup, and Sammy goes with Matt Hardy, to be a spiritual successor of the Hardy Boys or something, and Jericho, brings in another heavy hitter like an Edge. That puts Jericho right back on the top. Because the key is without Jericho, he's still the star of the show. Or without the title on him, he can still run the show because he's got star power. It was just like Hogan back in the day.
Yep.
So you always got a way to build them up. If Hogan wasn't going after the belt, he was going after that goddamn Rowdy Piper, that Ultimate Warrior, going for with Dennis Rodman calling out basketball. There was always something else for your top stars to do. And it always keeps Chris right there. And it's time for just some dissension in the inner circle, even though we don't want it. The inner circle's smooth. But Boy Edge would be a nice addition anywhere in any company. It'd be an honor to have him.
As long as he's working with another Canadian, I could see it being golden.
Only a Canadian.
Maybe not only just a Canadian, but for as storyline purposes, getting a Canadian who like an underling to Edge. Like I think it would be good for storytelling wise.
Well, I mean, Edge could also be that that wise mentor / occasional wrestler like Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn just loves that damn ring, and I'm sure he's really a good coach and and knows his business. But man, come out there and let me put guys over, beat me up, use my name. And I think that's a cool thing to
That's what he
do.
did Wednesday.
Pass it on. You know what? Let's do one more. Let's do one shebanger. Because Edge is easy. I don't know who doesn't sign Edge.
I mean, I'd let him retire, but everyone would sign him.
Oh, my God. 20 again. This dice is deadly. 5 again. 5. You know what? Here it is. The man of the controversial hour, Roman Reigns. He caused more of an uproar that coronavirus did. You understand?
Yeah, just about. I mean, he was the first one to speak up. It was maybe a week before WrestleMania, and he canceled his match because he said, "Look, I'm just getting over leukemia. The last thing I need is to deal with coronavirus," which I understand. And that's not going to say anything from him because I would actually keep him in WWE because he's going to be that Samoan bulldozer that they used. I also referred to Umaga right there, but he's going to be like that guy you're going to want to push to the front of the line. Who's going to be like the top of the top. You already had him defeat Undertaker at WrestleMania. You've been doing so much work pushing this guy, pushing him. Don't let COVID-19, the way everything kind of went, distract what all you guys built within the two of them in the last 4 or 5 years. So I don't see Roman Reigns going anywhere. If I was to somehow cut him, I mean, Ring of Honor would be a good spot. I don't think he's going to AEW.
I don't know. I don't get here. The problem I think is where the connection is lost with Roman Reigns is no one knows what the Roman Reigns character is.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a security guard, but I'm a Samoan badass. The Rock's my cousin. It's like they just reached in and pulled out a bunch of shit in a jar like, oh, cool, Rock's your cousin, which I get. It's, that's a shoot, but okay. You know what I mean? We don't know him. We just don't know this kid. We don't have any character sense of him. You just can't shine up a turd and push him to the top. I'm not saying he's a turd, but I would like to just give him a fresh shot with some creative people around him. Like maybe what he ultimately needs is guys like the elite around him saying, what do you want? You've been this thing that's been shoved down. You're obviously not happy with your character up there, but what can you do? But now maybe you can do something. So I'm willing to give everybody a last chance, always. Everyone deserves one, so let's see what you can do.
But I think he's just so in the WWE. I'd rather just see him in WWE. Like it's just that he's set in stone. Like if they would jump away from Roman Reigns, if I was to jump away from Roman Reigns rather, then I'd be giving up 5 to 6 years of storytelling I've been doing. So I just couldn't resort to doing.
Well, it doesn't matter because we bought WWE. We're putting it down. So would you rather retire him?
I would have to keep him.
I don't care what we've done with. I don't care what WWE done with any of these guys for any reason. Basically, you've either done so much damage to him, I'm not interested anymore, or there's something I can still see shining through them. And Roman may have that something still shining. Is all I'm saying. I never got to really experience what a Roman Reigns is.
He's a beautiful man.
Shoving him down our throats.
A beautiful man.
He
is. He's a beautiful man.
All right, Greg.
All right,
a little bit of get to know Greg things. I'm going to set up some scenarios and talk about some things in my world, and I want to know your views on these things. Whether you've just first hearing about them, have no idea, or you don't care, or you love it.
I can do that.
All right. I saw two things. I saw. Movies are a big thing in my life, and obviously we talk about video games on this cast because this isn't a podcast; this is a cast. Okay, in this cast, and 2 of the shows I've seen. Well, Sonic the Hedgehog was a movie, obviously based in your favorite. Sonic the Hedgehog comes from your favorite retro machine, the 16-bit Genesis. All of my friends were Genesis guys. Even though we all would say we all have Super Nintendo minis and love them too, but we were all probably the hardcore friend. Adam and Big James were definitely Genesis guys, so they would appreciate that about you. But you didn't see Sonic the Hedgehog and don't watch movies, right?
I watch movies. It's just not something that I partake into all the time. Recently, you would ask me to watch some stuff. I was actually watching. I didn't finish watching the whole Daredevil series on Netflix.
Okay.
So I'm like episode 3 in that, and I'm like, man, this got me back into watching Netflix because now once I think there's a new season of Punisher I got to watch too. But I still find myself sitting around watching TV or movies when I could be playing video games.
I know what you mean by that, and I have that problem too sometimes. I usually am doing 2 or 3 things when I'm watching a show.
Yeah.
But another show, I tell you what, a show that you might like, and because you like video games in general, there's a show on Apple TV Plus. You know, it's another premium service. There's only a billion of them out there now.
Yeah.
But it's called Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet. And what it is it's a show, it's a comedy show about this company that makes an MMO called Mythic Quest. And currently, right now, they're on the expansion Raven's Banquet. And Rob McElhenney, or whatever his name is, from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, basically Mac from Always Sunny, he's the visionary creator of this MMO. Then there's a team around him, and it is so damn good. Season 1's out of that. It's anybody that likes video games or that Always Sunny humor, or like The Office or shit like that. It's a really good, fun movie to watch, and so Sonic.
Also, I mean, I find myself watching a lot of anime too. So like I'm kind of getting bored of a little bit of the My Hero stuff because this gentle dude's a fucking nuisance. But I watched a lot of like My Hero, Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul. I think I just finished recently. Fantastic anime.
Most of all my friends know Attack on Titan. One of my favorites. I have the PS4 games too. I love that. I'm going through with anime right now. I'm going through the Dragon Ball Z, that new RPG that came out. I'm going through that again. What is it? Kakarot.
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 I don't know. He's not Vegeta, so it doesn't matter to me.
But so like I'm going through that right now and trying to learn a little bit. So I'm trying. I can see the appeal of anime out there. So I'm trying to get in there. I'm trying not to write anything off these days as entertainment. So if you're going to turn off a show, or if you're watching a really cool Punisher or Daredevil, like you said, and you'd rather do something else, what are you doing? If you're going to play a video game, what game are you playing?
Well, we talked about it a little bit before the cast, but I've been playing a lot of Valorant. It's a game sort of like CSGO mixed with a little bit of Overwatch. A nice little team strategy shooter. I like Rainbow Six Siege a lot. It's similar to that to me, except a little less abilities. But it gets your time, man. You play one match, you're in there. Like before the cast, he actually sent me an early invite, and I was like, "You gotta let me finish this game." It's like maybe like half hour later. I'm like, "All right, I'm ready." So like the games are kind of drag out a little bit. The leveling up,
it's a slower pace because Rainbow Six Siege kind of fucking sucked to me.
Well, Rainbow Six Siege, I'm just the implying of the team shooter type.
I understand the concept, and I thought it was a great idea, but I think it was just pulled off so poorly at certain points in the game.
It was fun for like the first 3 seasons. Then after the 3rd season, I was like, okay, I'm kind of bored of this now, because it was just all like who can get the proper corner and who can like peak the quickest. Yep. And it was just like, that's not skill to me. That's why I prefer going to like the Valorant, where you're working with 4 other people trying to win the round, and you got to win 13 rounds to win the game, this, that. And it's just a good time. I like a lot of the abilities. I like a lot of the guns. And it's a little bit easier than CSGO for me anyway, because I can't play CSGO for shit, but I actually hold my own in Valorant.
Well, translate Valorant to some other games so that maybe my fans can pick up and my guys can pick up on something that maybe would be familiar to them. Is it anything like Borderlands?
Nothing like Borderlands.
Nothing like Borderlands.
No, it's
anything
nothing
like Call of Duty.
No, it's literally the only game to really compare it to is CSGO. And Rainbow Six comms with a CSGO, maybe an Overwatch feel, maybe more like Overwatch, except you don't have as much Overwatch.
And that's not really my cup of tea,
me either. But
yeah,
but it's a game I can compare it to. It's kind of hard to compare that game, just because there's only one other game that's like it, and it's CSGO.
What's the last game you played on your Switch?
Last game I played on my Switch was Pokemon Sword or Shield, and I actually did that relatively recently with my buddy Anthony when we were doing some raid battles.
You bought both Pokemon game?
I got it. I got the dual pack. Yeah.
Okay, I tell you what right now. I love video games. I love buying physicals, copies of games. But I don't know in what realm I'd ever buy the 2 Pokemon. I get it that there's like 3 Pokemon that you can't get or whatever, but it's the same fucking game.
Yeah, same game, but that's why
just get one friend to get the
I want
other
the 3
one.
extra one. No, I want to do it myself. Why would I? It'd be more fun if you just do it yourself. Plus, I like having them both in case, like, one of my buddies like, I want to play Pokemon. I was like, here, you can borrow my copy until you get one.
Don't let people borrow your shit. Write that rule down too.
Write that rule.
Ain't everybody getting minutes, Don't let me borrow anything. You know what I mean?
Feeling.
The guy that loaned me that's right now going, I don't know if I'm getting that back. Probably not.
Probably not. Chances are very, very slim. But yeah, so that's the last game I've been playing on my Switch. I bought Saints Row the Third. I've been trying to get into that, but I get kind of bored playing it after a couple hours. Then I go play NBA on my PS4, and then it's just like, all right. Or I play Valorant.
I understand that.
2K is like my main game.
How many retail jobs have you held down? Don't name the places that you worked or where I worked with you at, though. But how many retail jobs have you held? Just the only 2?
Oh no, I got more than that.
All right,
4 or 5.
Tell me a horrible customer story. Leave names out of it. And make sure it's not.
I got a good one.
Make sure it's not from where you and I met or your current place.
No, it's not. This is probably 2 weeks going into work, and so I rang out this lady, and she thought I rang something out wrong. So she's like, she first off didn't say anything the entire time.
Listen, I'll bleep the name of the place out too, by the way.
I don't give a shit. You can leave it in. But so I'm working the counter. I rang her out, and she didn't say anything. She got a receipt. She said, "Have a good day." And then she went in the back. She wanted to go look at something. I'm like, okay, no big deal. So I got a little bit of a line of people. So I started ringing everybody out. And she comes up on the other side where my assistant manager was. She goes, "I think he charged me too much for this." And then I'm sitting there ringing people out. I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing my flow. All of a sudden, I hear out of the corner of my ear, "Yeah, well, your employee shouldn't have rang it up wrong. I wanted it because she wanted it back as cash at where I work. You can only get, if you pay with card, you can only get it back on your card."
Yeah, and of course, fucking Karen immediately can't handle that.
So Karen got big mad about it, and she started like, and when I every retail job place knows, or they really don't know it, but I speak my mind. And that's what makes me so pretty decent in my job, because I speak my mind and I stay true to what I believe. And so I was like, "Well, excuse me, miss, it was in the computer that way. If it was priced different, why didn't you say anything after I rang it out?" And then me and her bickered back and forth. But at the end of the day, my boss, Jim, goes, "Greg, you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's made me mad." He goes, "Oh, I know. I wasn't letting you go because it was too funny." So I guess my outbursts at work caused to be funny at times. I've had numerous people like that at my job I'm currently working at. My job that you and I worked at prior, I never really didn't have any issues. Everyone was pretty cool. I mean, the only people that annoyed me were the Fortnite kids. They annoyed the shit out of me.
Well, anybody trying to break a fucking rule would be annoying to me.
I don't know too many rule breakers.
No, I'm talking about like, hey man, I know you have a 30-day return policy, and I know it's been 3 fucking years, but can you cut me a break? And it's like, no, I fucking can't.
Yeah, and I haven't had any of that either. I have a lot of people.
That's every fucking retail is that though. Every company.
I do get some people ask me like, "Hey, can you get me a deal on a pool table or this, that?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm just a cashier, bro. Like, I don't have that power."
Everybody's always asking for something.
They're like, "Well, what's your employee discount?" I was like, "I don't get an employee discount. I have to bargain down. I have to basically like haggle to get the price down on something. Like, to get that Superman poster, I had to haggle down to $65.
That was one of their framed ones that they have hanging there. That's cool. Those are cool. I really like that.
I wanted the Batman one too, but I'm not.
Those always catch my eye because I come in to buy chlorine and shit.
Oh, of course, and I always cut your deals.
But of course, my hot tub just. I think I broke a ring in it or a seal, so it's drained out. I gotta fix it. So that's a effing bummer, dude. Effing big time bummer.
R.I.P. This is spot.
Yeah, it sucks.
So what do you got next for me, man? I'm hot right now.
You are? Are you?
I'm hot right now. Let's go. What you got?
Favorite wrestler of all time?
Razor Ramon.
That'll be a highly respected answer on this, sir.
That I actually, if you haven't got a chance to watch AJW, we did favorite wrestlers. He was my favorite wrestler. Razor Ramon. The best part about it is I tell this story, and we might even share it on the first podcast you and I had. Chad Whitlash shared a story about the Ultimate Warrior.
Chad Whitlash plug.
Chad Whitlash.
Wait for the chimes. Perfectly added with my super editing skills right here.
But he told me this story about Ultimate Warrior and how he was just kind of an asshole. So, and I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't have that experience with Scott Hall.
You told me that, yeah.
I met Scott Hall, and I sit with him, let him know that, hey, I don't want to seem weird. I don't know how many people tell you this, but like, you're the reason I started watching wrestling. I watched the Razor's Edge. I watched the fucking 10 pounds of gold you practically had wearing around your neck with the razor blade on it, and I just thought you had so much swagger, and I gravitated towards you, and I just loved your career, and I was sad because when I got into wrestling in WWE, WWF, you were kind of on your way out. So I got to enjoy Razor Ramon for maybe a year, maybe a half a year. So
yeah.
I told him all this, and he was super awesome, dude. He was like super grateful. He was super excited to meet me, and like I started talking about his son. We could have been talking for hours. But I looked at the line. I was like, brother, as much as I want to sit here and talk to you, you got a huge ass line, and I'm gonna let you do you.
I mean, in the end, what the Ultimate Warrior said it in his little spooky farewell speech. It's people are gonna remember those times. That's how you live forever and you breathe forever through those moments. And I think I don't care who you are, could help or what you do and how jaded you could be. Another human reaching out to you and saying, hey, you're someone paying money to come and see you, not perform just to see you, and stand in fucking line next to these other animals, and I think that says a lot too, just being there, and I mean that really shows appreciation, Dude, we have a pants rule, right, for the podcast, right?
Signed.
Yeah, you showed me that.
Well, I'm showing it again for everyone who doesn't know. That's how much. Also, this is from, I think, the WrestleMania, the 10 attire, I believe. WrestleMania 10 attire.
Shawn Michaels ladder match. I listened to that in scrambles in my cousin Scott's bedroom with him.
When I got the WWE Network, that was the first match I think I went to watch, was WrestleMania 10, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, and it was just as good as everyone always said it was.
When we when me and my buddies all got the WWE Network at first, we were at work, and the internet connection was piss poor, man. But me and my buddy Carl were working on it. Like we couldn't give WWE our $9.99 fast enough, and I remember just trying to watch Hogan slam Andre. We went right to WrestleMania 3,
I watched that too,
which always stands out.
I tried to watch all the WrestleManias. I skipped past all the matches I thought were really boring. So it was neat because the one thing I could say that's positive about the WWE Network is when you do watch old matches like that, and if you want to skip to like Kurt Angle versus Edge, they literally have dots of all the matches and when they start and when they end, and I think that's pretty cool. So WWE Network did it right.
I agree.
So shout out WWE Network. You're not getting my $9.99, motherfuckers.
Well, they don't anymore because you got to keep putting good content. And once I canceled all the cool shit, all the side shit.
NXT's on USA, bro.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
I have no desire to get the WWE Network now.
Now you're giving away your premium service thing. You got to expect some sort of decline in the data.
I agree.
But what would I know? I'm 40 years old, 20 years in management, and there's never been an opportunity where an old white man hasn't told me I don't know what I'm talking about and tried to slow my roll. So I get it. But when we all look at WWE, I go, well, the fucking numbers write themselves. I don't know. Whatever.
All right. What else you got for me, brother?
Favorite movie of all time?
The Godfather.
All right, it's not. You know, it's the B movie.
Yeah, The Godfather is the A movie. The only and it finished, and I say this all the time. It was top 100. The only thing that beat The Godfather was Gone with the Wind, and I never seen it. It's in black and white, and it sucks because it's not The Godfather.
Wow. Okay.
Go fuck Gone with the Wind. I'm still mad. I'm still salty about that. My dad and I watched the top 100 movies, and I was so excited when I seen Godfather #2, like between 3 and 5, and I was like, sweet. The Godfather 1's still up there. #2, Godfather. I was like, this is bullshit. This is #1.
Godfather, yeah, I do like Godfather. Godfather 2, there, everyone has their favorite. I like them both.
We don't talk about the third one. The third one doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's all right.
That sucks.
I recently watched a movie called Vivarium with Jesse Eisenberg, I think. I always get him confused with the other guy. But basically, him and this lady, excuse my ignorance that I forget her name. It's really an awkward name, too, and it stands out. But man, they end up like looking for houses in this movie, and they get stuck in like this Twilight Zone alien world where all these houses look familiar, or they're the same, and no one else lives there, and it's like a ghost town. They gotta fucking raise this like alien baby, and it's like one of those things that make you really think and make you mind blown. Now, this particular movie I thought was very clever, and then the joke, the gag, the clever gag ran out, and there was no substance because there's this opening scene with these birds in a nest, and they tell you this little story, but that's basically it. It's no deeper than that. But I would like a little more depth and find out just what the F is going on here.
Exactly.
So my question to you is, when is the last movie, or has a movie ever blown your mind? And if it have blown your mind, what was the last one that actually you walked away from going, wow, okay.
And I was trying to think about this. The only movie that kind of made me go, wow, this was really amazing, it's probably the Doctor Strange movie. And I was thinking about this for like a little bit because the Doctor Strange movie, first, when I heard it was coming out, I didn't believe in all the hype because I wasn't really much of a Doctor Strange guy.
All my friends said the same. Like all my cousin and my, magic, stupid. We don't need a wizard. And I'm like, all right, listen, okay.
And it tied in with the whole Thanos story, which was great. But it's just the way, and my dad and I watched it again recently, that it's just the way that they kind of twisted it. It made your brain hurt watching everything kind of twist and turn in different ways. All the cars were going straight, and all of a sudden they're like going straight, then they're going down straight, and then you're like, well, how the fuck is that physically possible? But it's magic. And I was thinking, like, I don't know of any other movie that really blew me away from that one, besides The Godfather 1 being so good of a movie. But it was just neat to see a movie just try to tweak your mind a little bit, kind of like a video game. Because some video games will give you some plots that really make you like, oh, what?
Yes. Well, I talked about Horizon Zero Dawn. I think one of the best stories, up there with Mass Effect 2, for me, is one of my favorite story-driven games. I like stories that are just like when you sit down and you go, wow. BioShock, if you play the BioShock trilogy, at the end, my mind was like, whoa, like it's the games that stick with you. Like where I want to, like some of my friends, I just beat their ears. Play these fucking games, please, so we can talk about them and dissect them. That was always good with me and Brandon, man. We would get in and dissect like the true meaning of Star Wars, and we're like both like the only way they can say that. I was like time travel, Brandon, time it off. We had all of our theories, but that was good talking with him because I like getting my mind blown with cool shit, But Greg, I want to wrap things up here with everything, but I wanted you to start thinking about with your boys and thinking this Valorant thing is. I think. I want you guys to be our Valorant team. I really do.
But yes, I would love that.
And I think you guys can do that. And we're going to be hearing a little bit more about what the Pittsburgh Penance is, and I'm going to be putting on a lot of more information. But I'd like to sign a good Valorant team, and I want you to be the captain of that team. And right now, of course, we have my Call of Duty Warzone 3-man team. It's led by mother effing good times Adam Wright. All right. If Doom Eternal ever becomes competitive, me and my boy Big James will take anybody down. All right. Soon, I'm working on it right now, but I already have 2 of the best pilots in gaming. Are you hearing me, Greg? In gaming for Star Wars Squadron. I actually signed a 3rd pilot too. He's not so good, but he'll be there as well. But I have 2 of the best. That's gonna really hopefully that Squadron goes pro because we're hungry for it. And last but not least, let's talk about Le Champion to steal from Jericho of Mortal Kombat. That's me. And my number 1 contender would be my boy Josh. We're going to blow everybody's minds this week in our rankings with Mortal Kombat Day 1. I believe he was sitting at top 6% in the world, and I was at 9% where I was the week before after a whole week. So we're really going to be putting the numbers out this week. And I want to call out one particular person. And if you're listening, Ken Amos, if you got this far in the podcast, I had some banner with you on my JT game. And Greg, I got to go and encourage you to take a look at Mr. Ken's words with me in my self-proclaimed championship. Greg, you got one of these things here?
I can't say I do. It's too much money.
All right. Okay. They just don't hand that out. When I get the belt, and I will unveil the Mortal Kombat belt live on your channel, on the show of your choosing, Greg. All right? I'm going to unveil the belt. It'll be sitting right behind me on a table, and I'm going to show it to the world. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shine it up and say, Ken Amos, I don't give anybody that steps up and begs for a title shot, because the last time you stepped up, I beat you at Mario Kart. If you don't remember that, I believe the win fell in my column, and I have the video footage to prove it. And I'll put it out to the world. If you want it, I'll put it out there to show I beat you at Mario Kart. I'll beat you at Mortal Kombat, but I'm not going to beat you. All right? I don't just fight anybody. You rank up and you show me you want it. You take down my number 1 contender, and then you can have a shot at me. But I'll tell you what. This leads right into something, Greg. That's Saint. The Saint. Saint Chad Whitlatch. You know him. All right. Also, the commissioner of our soon-to-be Pro Gaming League, and also team member of Pittsburgh Pennants, who will lead our NHL and our sports division. All right. He will be the Madden team. Him, along with Josh, will be Madden in the NHL team. He sent me this little link. PS4 tournaments are announced. The Competition Center. Oh, Open Series Overview. Video released today. Well, guess what, everybody? Watch it. Sony's now going to host their own PlayStation tournaments. The link will be below. So for Ken Amos and whoever else out there that thinks that they can do something or wants a taste, I'll see you in the leagues, boys. And then when it comes down to me or you for the championship, I guess the truth will be revealed. Right?
Everyone's still waiting for the famous NBA 2K20 matchup between JT and Ghost named Greg.
I honestly, let me tell you something. I'm a man of honor, Greg, and I'm a man of dignity. And I have a coach with me when I play, and I told him sitting on my back porch yesterday that I don't think I could beat you, but you got me into NBA, and I don't think that I'm on your level. You know what he said to me? If you could tone down that 95% offensive game that you push in Mortal Kombat and every other game you play and listen to me when I'm calling defense, you'd have a chance at anybody. All right, that's a fact. All right.
Whenever you want that smoke, it's here.
You know, I just got to go into character a little bit and heal out on anybody, and I'm sorry for that, you know. But that's how it is for me. I don't have some 40-hour, 50-hour job. I'm not a slave to anybody. This is what the fuck I do full-time now, and I take it very seriously. And I'm ready for the competitors, Greg, and I'm here for you. You tell me when I tell you the belt's down and they deliver it to me, all right? When the sweet, sweet Warner Brothers sends that thing down and NetherRealm sends it over to me, we'll unveil it on a table right here. Okay? Maybe fucking fireworks. I don't know. If my dog wasn't afraid of them, we'd have fireworks.
Facts. Right now, it's probably all fireworks we'll get is something like that because there ain't going to be no July 4th this year.
Well, Corona. I mean, y'all out there wearing. I went to Walmart today, and 50% of the people did not have masks on. Folks, I'm just saying, what if? I know it could be a scam and this and that and that and this and this and that, but all I'm saying is, what if?
What if?
It's a big what if to bet your life on. There has been no reported cases of doctors ever having carbon monoxide recirculation and passing out in emergency rooms or in surgery. There is zero reported cases, and anybody wants to fight me on that, comment below. But Greg, I've spoken enough, and I've taken enough of your sweet time and our audience's time. Can you wrap this up for us and let everybody know where they can find me, and then where they can find you and all your boys' stuff? Because you guys got stuff going on for every week. You got every day, and multiple times a day, a new show is coming out from you guys. So just take it home for us, buddy.
All I know is Super Banana Bros is trying to release as much content as we can. As of right now, this show comes out usually every Friday night. We got AJW every Sunday. If I can't upload it on Sunday, Monday. Also, we got the other Banana Bros. We're recording on Friday, uploading Saturday, maybe Sunday, depending on what's going on throughout that day. So we try to release as much shit as we can, and we're getting a better following. We went up about 18 subs in the last 16 days or something like that, which is good for me because we were originally at 50. So make sure you guys tune in all that. Make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that sub button. Also, notification bell to make sure anytime we do go live or if we put a video up, you guys know about it first.
And I'll be real with everybody for a sec too, with the like, subscribe, and shit. I've been asking for that shit for 15 years. And you know what? People pull me aside and tell, "Oh, I watch your shit all the time. Why the fuck don't you hit like and share it?" Because motherfucking people, and you know what I used to think it'd be is maybe they're ashamed to try to support. You know what? If you watch our fucking content and don't give me a like or at least comment or at least share it, you're a fucking jealous prick. And that's what it comes down to. All right? If you took an hour of your life and listened to me babble, think about who the fuck's winning there. And if you don't have the decent, hell, hit dislike. Say it fucking sucks. Say something. But your silent support or pulling me aside in a bar and tell me how much fucking support I didn't fucking launch Inertia Global and help me and my friends support our dreams. So now I'm going to fucking help another fucking dude and his friends hit their dreams. So fuck y'all. Whether you're going to support us or not, I'm on this shit full time and I'm pushing for the stars. You understand? 40 years old, I ain't got much time left and no one's breaking in at 40, but I'll sure as fuck carry some people on my shoulders across the finish line. And that's coming from the heart, Greg.
Speaking of supporters, shout out Keontae Davis and Raw and Authentic Podcast. I was on the Raw and Authentic Podcast about a month ago now. Helped me get a little bit of exposure. And Keontae, anytime we share something on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, he's immediately sharing it.
Keontae reshared my Mortal Kombat video, so thank you to him.
Yep. Keontae he's pretty much one of our loyal subscribers, so shout out to you guys. But as far as social medias are concerned, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/theghostnamegreg. Recently, I had to change my Instagram name from Ghost Name Greg to The Ghost Name Greg. So find me on Instagram, The Ghost Name Greg.
TM now. You got to TM shit these days. TM shit.
And on Twitter, it's just Ghost Name Greg. Make sure you guys follow up. Keep up to date. I'm trying to release new stuff on there as well. I want to start writing blogs at some point. I don't know how I'm going to go about doing that, but I'm going to work on it.
Don't burn yourself out. You do too much.
I'm not going to burn myself out. That's something I want to do.
What did Aunt May tell Spider-Man? You're not Superman. You can't do it all. All right? Yeah, listen, that's good advice. If a bum on the street tells you that's good advice.
I agree. But yeah, so where can people find you on social media?
Well, you can just, anytime you want to find me, you Google Jason Swinjock, and you'll find a plethora of shit, good or bad, and entertaining and otherwise. InertiaGlobal.com. That's ENERTIAGLOBAL.com, where you can find the most out-of-date information source you can on me. Follow me on social media if you can find me. I'm on Twitters. I'm on the Instas. I'm on all the cool stuff. I was on TikTok, but then they told me that I'm over 25 and I have to immediately get off of it. Sir, is what I was told. So there it is, everybody. Greg, it's always a pleasure working with you, man. Much success to you. And everybody out there, the people that do follow us and listen, thank you from the heart. You're the people out there that I do the favors for, that I appreciate from the bottom of my heart. I know you guys believe in me.
Exactly.
And all right, see you next week.
This is the To Be Named podcast. Expect to see us next Friday.
Yep. Later. You know what, Greg? Let's do a little fist bump for the road.